Nigel Books, ex-accountant turned sword-wielding badass. If you need an enemy base infiltrated, he's your man. Rushing beyond us too? He'll go in first. Tax returns deadline looming. You know who to call. Welcome to XCOM. At its best, the series is a hugely rewarding tactical masterpiece. Its playtime is filled with important and meaningful decisions you must make as you struggle to balance short-term risk and survival against long-term reward. You can finally tune your squad of soldiers, and when it all goes right, there's little else in gaming to compare to it. The other 99% of the time, it's a horribly frustrating, unfair RNG fest where even if you plan for all occasions, even if you correctly predict what the enemies are going to do, they'll still dodge your shots and murder your best people in a series of unfortunate events.
Missed.
XCOM 2 is a harsh mistress. It's about risk, heartbreak and sacrifice. You get some soldiers who always miss the easy shots. You get others who panic just when they're needed the most. And, once in a blue moon, you get others like Nigel Books, who hit their shots, perform their actions, and who heroically carry the rest of their team on their shoulders. It's people like him you need to rely upon to single-handedly carve victory from the pumpkin of defeat. Between missions, he's an understated kind of fellow with a dull-sounding backstory. But don't let that deceive you. The moment he steps foot into the battlefield, Nigel Books becomes the man that all men would like to be, and that most women would like to be with. And also some men. Allow me to introduce you to XCOM. All of your people do their moves, then all of the enemies do theirs. Repeat until one side wins. Ideally, by the time your last person fires their shot, all visible enemies should be dead, and if not, clench your butt cheeks and prepare to be invaded. So this is the nice, easy beginning tutorial level. I must defeat these 3 soldiers, so I'll start by grenading them all down to low health. To ensure I kill this enemy before his turn, I need to get as close to him as I can, preferably while still being behind cover, like so. So at 84% chance, this shot is likely to hit. The shot missed, and now it's the enemy's turn to move. He has chosen to fall back to behind cover, and to shoot back at me. Luckily, he misses as well, and the car my person stood next to is about to blow up. So I'll just rush his position to shoot him at point blank in the face, since this should guarantee that I hit him. And I missed again. So that's pretty much XCOM in a nutshell. The game hates you, the probability is a lie, and after you lose your best people, you're going to rage quit, spending the rest of the day seeking people out to rant about how unfair this game is.
Fire's getting worse here!
I don't care what people say, the game's rigged against you. You need a hero. Which is where Nigel Books comes in. I can't remember when he first got my attention. Maybe it was from a brave, successful melee attack. Maybe it was his facial nonchalance in the dropship on the way to a tough mission as the rest of the team embraced for their demise. Or maybe it was stuff like this on the way back from said mission. Or maybe it was how he outperformed himself in Operation War Killer, or in Operation Hammer Mother, Operation Witch Giant, Operation Forgotten Glove, Operation Knife Walker, Operation Half-Dead Gears, Operation Sweaty Priest, or simply an Operation Massive Terror. Whatever it was, I began featuring him in every mission I could to aid in spearheading my efforts. He'd get the best kit first, which gave me joy to see his quiet, satisfied nod at some ridiculously overpowered futuristic weapon of mass destruction protruding from his arm. He'd give it his all, every mission, seldom letting me down. But these are just normal missions with limited stakes. On these you can lose the soldiers you deploy, but upon failure you'll return to your ship to carry on with whatever you have left. As long as you have your ship, you're fine. Oh no. Being shot down by a UFO is a big deal. A once-a-campaign, special last chance kind of mission. And if you fail this one, it's game over.
UFO contact has disabled our systems. Brace yourselves.
And to make the situation even worse, it came at the worst possible time. Most of my squad, Nigel included, were still injured from previous missions. Would they still have what it takes?
Flamethrower engaged.
What a mission this is. It ups the stakes and gives you newfound respect for all of your soldiers as they fight tooth and nail to keep the enemy hordes at bay for just long enough to buy you time to beat the objective. The goal is to destroy this alien dildo thing, and the way it works, everybody's given their chance to shine. Especially since it's the one mission in the game that isn't restricted to a certain number of soldiers. It's a really dire situation and by far the most fun mission in the game. Of course it was Nigel Books who managed to take the alien beacon out, with his sword no less. The ship was saved, now everybody needed to get back to it, or they'd be lost forever. And to make things difficult, endless alien reinforcements poured in to hamper their efforts and to pick off the stragglers. But Nigel Books clearly didn't plan on being one of them. Everybody made it back to the ship, and it took off. And Nigel Books finally maxed out his stats, choosing a powerful Reaper move where he can string kills together, making him the ultimate melee unit. Not that I learned how to use the attack until the next playthrough. He continued fighting and racking up kills for a number of missions. But every story must come to an end, and I eventually reached the last campaign objective. He and 2 other squad members I had grown to rely upon did the infiltration mission. It was a flawless victory. Not a single point of damage was inflicted on them, though you may find that hard to believe from this clip. And then it was on to the final last mission ever, which involves a series of arenas with buttloads of aliens in. And then on to the final room.
Shut up! Listen.
In this room are 3 of these enemies, as well as infinite normal ones. Kill the 3 special enemies though and you win the game. But it's easier said than done since each possesses ridiculous amounts of health, dangerous attacks, and they teleport to hard to reach spots whenever they're hurt, whereupon they quickly heal back up again. I managed to kill the first, but that's when it all started going wrong. Nigel actually missed a shot. Then one of my teammates attacked her mind-controlled friend with an automatic melee attack, and then she tried to shoot her friend back again. And then one of the bosses used a blue sphere attack on pretty much my entire team, getting them all down to low health. Then the other boss shot Nigel's health down. With my turn, I managed to get both bosses down to low health, but they would only go and regenerate it all again, unless somebody rushed in to finish the job. But doing that would likely be a death sentence. If only we had somebody brave. Somebody who would fearlessly sacrifice himself for the greater good.
Heavy fire in this zone!
Yup, Nigel Books went and did that, storming in and killing the second boss. But that's when I made 2 terrible mistakes. Firstly, I didn't use Reaper, which would have let him kill 2 bosses in one move. And second, I knew he couldn't run far enough after his attack to get to safety. I decided to opt for cover, not realising that this blue sphere, only present in this final mission, would hurt him when it imploded just moments later.
I need some help.
And he died. Or, more specifically, started to bleed out. Given my weakened squad state, and the dozens of aliens swarming my position, I prioritised killing the final boss, which another squad member managed, and the end animation triggered, where the place started to collapse and everybody had to escape, leaving Nigel to his fate. Poor Nigel Books, the final casualty of my playthrough. Or is he? Nigel Books, against all the odds, somehow survived this encounter, seen limping around in the background during the final cutscene. Nigel Books, the hero of my playthrough, lives to fight another day.